Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Green Millstone, and peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel, starting up with the 144,000, which should be the elect of the nation of Israel. And you had the large multitude of believers, which will be saved as well in America, which all the elect, the 144 and the believers, are a part of the 1/3. 2/3 of our people will be destroyed here in America. You have the rebels that are scattered abroad in different countries that will be destroyed. And you have the elect that's scattered abroad in different countries that will be saved of you tribes, of who the world willingly, ignorantly calls black, Hispanic, Native American, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Jamaican, Haitians, Guatemalans, and Panamanians. We are the Israelites, contrary to what people want to believe in. I'm your brother, you're on your communicate y'all with a quick lesson. As y'all can see, from end time headlines, it says Trump administration building national citizenship data system. Which we all know, brothers, sisters that watch that believe in this thing, you should know what this is leading to. You should know what this means, right? I really don't gotta say it, but I'm gonna say it. Revelation 13 and 16. They already, you gotta think about it, right? Everybody's already being tracked. Everybody got phones, everybody got TVs inside their house. You know what I'm saying? Everything's connected to the internet, so everything's already tracked. Everything that we do. So what new system do they need? That system is gonna go inside of you. But hey, this man, hey, he keep coming up with these different, rules and laws and different strategies of how to do things differently, which really he's a puppet, for the elites, because it's been the plan all along. But it just made me think of the scripture in Proverbs, because it's like every day there's something new or weird going on. This is Proverbs 28 and 15. Right, I can quote it, but I'm gonna just read it. Right, Proverbs 28 and 15. It says, "As a roaring lion and as a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the people." You see, you can't, man. Like I said, everything's already checked. How much more, do you need to know about the person? Right? This man truly thinks he's the Most High, especially this nigga Trump, man. He's definitely the right person to basically push that MOTB. And I believe he is. But and they silently. Well, I won't even say silently. You got to, if you paying attention, you will know. You will know that they doing this. So, that's why the scriptures say, what is that? Proverbs 22 and verse 3 says, "A prudent man perceiveth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on in abundance." You see, the majority of these people in America, they may hear about things, see things, but they not really digging into it. They don't believe it. They ain't gonna believe shit to us at their front door, to us in their face. But it's gonna be too late. If these people really knew, how bad this is gonna be for them, if they knew these things was happening, soon they would uprise. But people are too stupid and docile and dumb to do anything. So, yeah, man. This man's showing you who he think he is, but he's not YASHAMIAHLA. He's not the Most High. He's not YAHWEH. You trying to track everything somebody's doing or see, who all's here and this and that. This man's wicked, man. Only the Lord's supposed to do that. Only the Lord only knows who's where and, how many people there is. But like I said, we all know where this man is going with everything. This is let me get this in Isaiah 14. Real quick, this is Isaiah 14. In verse 13 it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart," meaning in his mind, "I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of Yahweh, and I will also sit upon the mount of the congregation on the sides of North America, and I will ascend above the highest of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High." You know, that's why this man, you know, is built another system to where, you know, it got all your information, but how is he gonna use it? Because, you know, like I said, there's cameras everywhere. Everybody got phones, fucking computers. Like, how much more tracking do you need, man? You know, this man is really a wicked ass man. You know, this man has to be taken out. You know, he has to be taken out. You know, but hey, Lord willing to come soon, man. It can't come soon enough. You know, we want our kingdom, man. You know, Jake ain't worried about, you know, what you nations is doing. You know, Jake ain't worried. Jake only worried about partying the bullshit. But Esau's ass, you know, his ass always gotta know everything about you, so he could know how to move against you. You know, he's just always plotting something. You know, the scriptures say, Proverbs, I believe as well, Proverbs 4:16. You know, this is it says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause them to fall." So, hey man, that's plain. They have to cause some type of mischief. They have to cause chaos. They have to sow discord, or else they don't have peace in their mind, right? You know, who's really thinking about, you know, what somebody's every move is? What the fuck? What you thinking about the next person for so damn much? What's wrong with you? You know, this man's twisted and perverted in the damn mind, man. You know, literally, you know, they got these damn smart TVs, smartphones where they can turn on the camera when you're not even looking, and it ain't even on, and it's really on, and you don't even know. You know? So, you know, look, it says right here, it says, "This system and expansion of the systematic alien verification for entitlements program." So, we know who they call aliens. They call a lot of the Northern Kingdom, you know, so-called Mexicans, you know, Cubans and all that. We know they deport them, so we know who this is for, man. But how would they track them though? How would they know where they are, and, you know, where to get them? I would think they gonna somehow bring the CHIP in there somehow. You know, I'm speaking as a man. You know, but that's because that's where everything's going any damn way. You know, and then they try to call it the SAVE program. You see how this devil operate, man? You know. The scriptures is on point when it speaks about this devil talking to, you know, basically describing his attributes, his characteristics. You know, he speaks real smoothly to you. He speaks peaceable words to you, but then he does something else. You know, he sticks a fucking damn fork in your damn back. You know? He's calling it the SAVE program. If you read what it's for, systematic alien verification entitlements program. Like, what's going on, man? You know, but like I said, you know, we know what this is leading to, man. We know it's all leading to Revelations 13 and 16, and this ain't, you know, everybody's gonna get chipped except the elect. You know, you know, but I believe they're gonna probably use this immigration thing, you know, where they deporting a lot of the Northern Kingdom. They starting to do the Southern Kingdom too. So a lot of you Jakes that think that you good because you been living over here, nah, you ain't good, man. You know, this is why this is gonna come into place. Revelation 13 and 16. It says that he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, say that he had the mark or name of the beast, the number of his name. You see that? So you ain't gonna be able to buy or move around or do anything without this. Which this ain't necessarily about buying this article. It's about tracking people, right? But that's the purpose of it. As him knowing everything about you, knowing where everything, everything, you know, about you. You know, everywhere you go. You know, I feel like, you know, almost every video, a lot of videos I'm doing is about the MOTB. Same thing with the elders. They do videos on it every day, pretty much. You know, it's something new coming out every day. That's how fast this thing is moving. So, hey, Jake, stay prayed up, man. You know, this thing's moving fast. And this devil's coming down with that great wrath, right? And it's showing you who's in control. That pale fingers right there, right? But hey, the Lord's watching him the same way he's watching us, and he's trying to track every damn body. The Lord's tracking him, his ass. Let's get another scripture. Let's get another scripture. It's also in Proverbs as well. Proverbs 15:3 says, "The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good." You see, so the Lord sees what you doing, Esau. You know, you elites, right? You politicians. You know, y'all all holding hands with each other. You know, the way you try to check everybody, you check all these, you know, all the Northern Kingdom and stuff, and say that they don't belong here, they're aliens, because that's who this is for. You know, you the damn alien, you the damn foreigner, right? It ain't them. This is their land before you stole it. You know, but you know, that's another lesson for another day. I'm gonna close out. You know, I'm gonna give all honor and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone. To next time, I want to say Baba Bar, Shalom.